who's kicking it off?
Now, the biggest story from yesterday is that the organized labor rescinds Galamsey strike. That's the biggest story from yesterday. As they say, government acts on concerns. It has the picture of Secretary General of the Trade Unions Congress, Joshua Ansara, on the front page here. Now, maybe I tell you exactly what they say. The measures government has agreed to deploy. As of the time, yesterday, October 8th, right? The government, yesterday, October 8th, according to the statement, the government met with the leadership of organized labor and Ghana Employers Association. The meeting discussed at length organized labor's response to the earlier measures announced by government. Following this meeting, government offered enhanced and time-bound measures in respect of our demands. Now, one of them, the revocation of the environmental protection mining in forest reserves regulation. That's LI 2462. The president has directed the minister responsible for the lands and natural resources to submit a memorandum for the revocation of the LI to Parliament when it reconvenes on Tuesday, October 15, 2024. The redeployment, emphasis underlined and boldened, redeployment of the military and other law enforcement agencies to flush out illegal miners from water bodies and forest reserves. Now, the military is now supporting the forest guards of the Forestry Commission to protect the forest reserves from destruction by illegal miners and loggers. Government, working with the judiciary, has already established 14 dedicated courts, 7 high courts, 7 circuit courts to handle illegal mining cases. This perhaps is the swiftest of the decisions made. You do recall that the last statement that government issued, government said government is working, the Attorney General is having conversations with the Chief Justice on this matter, but we have established 14 dedicated courts, 7 high courts, 7 circuit courts to handle illegal mining cases, collaborating with organized labor and other stakeholders to fight illegal mining. Government had asked organized labor to nominate representatives to part of the stakeholders committee to fight illegal mining in the country. Government supports the call by organized labor for all presidential candidates to sign a pact committing to the fight against illegal mining. Government affirmed its commitment to engage with stakeholders, including organized labor and the Employers Association, to bring an end to illegal mining in the country. This is what we are told by organized labor was the outcome. But this is what government said: deployment of additional, watch the differences, redeployment, and this one says deployment of additional military personnel. And this statement is the statement from the office of the president, from the communications directorate. So the president has directed the minister for defense to deploy additional military forces to intensify the ongoing, you get the point, additional, intensify, it's already ongoing, Operation Hot, which aims to
organized labor's understanding was that
redeploy. Okay. No, the operation will be boosted by the deployment of naval boats on polluted river bodies to ensure the immediate cessation of all mining activities. One may say this is also the river gas theory. Anyway, now, suspension of mining in forest reserves. That point here, the president has instructed the Ministry of, and see where the difference is. On one hand, it is let me give you the details here. President instructed the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology, along with the EPA, to suspend the enforcement of the environmental protection, that's mining in forest reserves, regulation LI 2462, with immediate effect. Now, the next one says strengthened prosecution of illegal mining cases in a bid to enhance legal action against illegal mining. 4 dedicated courts have already been established. It is the view of organized labor that there are 14 of those, high court 7, circuit court 7. The statement from the government of the Republic of Ghana says 4 dedicated courts have already been established. The president has further directed the Attorney General to work with the Chief Justice to increase the number of courts handling cases related to illegal mining. Then the last one says call for a national pact on illegal mining. Government has urged organized labor to encourage all presidential candidates and their political parties to sign the pact committing themselves to the fight against illegal mining as part of their election pledge. In light of this development, government respectfully requests organized labor to suspend its planned strike action and collaborate with government and other stakeholders. President Akufo-Addo determined that it would go around this in many powerful ways. It also says as the concluding part. The part where it says even Labour has formed a committee with government, it's a Labour statement but has no expression in the government statement anyway. So these are the differences between what government officially says it will do and what organized Labour believed or thought government said it will do.
So is it fair to summarize that organized labor came to government with a set of demands for new things to be done? Government's response is that we'll keep doing what we are doing with some tweaks, and then they added one of their own conditions that get the other candidates to come and sign a document that they will not fight us.
No, that was one of the second meeting of organized labor government. They came back to say that they have added that get the political parties, the flag bearers to commit to doing this.
So that was generated by organized labor.
So
okay.
So that's never been in doubt anyway.
Right.
Government had been so much interested in that even from the beginning anyway.
Okay, good. Yes, because I think I heard about that from that call from government before organized labor suggested it. So basically, government has said, look, we are already doing the things you've asked for. We will up it a little bit, and the one that we already agree with, we will do it.
Well,
okay.
So the thing is that beg your pardon, organized labor asked for the establishment of special courts, which government says now they have done that. At the time, so this is something that organized labor called for, that government has done. At the time they met, government said they were in discussions to get that set up. Now they say 4 of them have been set up. I am surprised that there's a variation in here because organized labor says 14.
Yes.
The statement from government says 4. But additional ones would be set up.
Organized labor's claim is that the 14 already exist.
As it has been set up.
Has been set up.
Okay, they've just been set up. Okay.
That's what organized labor says. So that's the case. So it's not like it was something that existed. It is something that government has set up. And what you would see also is that following the meeting with government last week and organized labor's declaration that they still will go ahead with their strike, a lot of things changed. But this is the other point for me. When government says...
Sorry, before you go, let me just, in order to put this in context, state the original demands of organized labor.
Sure.
Organized labor demands immediate action from the President of the Republic as follows. 1. An immediate declaration of state of emergency in line with the provisions of 1992 Constitution, Articles 31 and 31. 4. The declaration must incorporate the following. A. An order to halt all forms of mining into bracket legal or illegal in forest reserves and around water bodies. B. Immediate evacuation of all mining equipment in the forest reserves and around water bodies. C. The deployment of the police and the military with full orders to remove, destroy all mining equipment and other earth-moving equipment around river bodies and in the forest reserves. 2. The immediate revocation of LI 2462 and withdrawal of all licenses that have been granted for prospecting and mining in forest and protected reserves and also around water bodies. 3. Establish a special court to prosecute the perpetrators of this horrible crime. These 3 and the sublets, if you expand them, are the ones that were demanded.
Yeah, so my point is that I don't know how organized labor came by the 14 when government says 4. Also, if you look at the wording of the President has directed the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources to revoke LI 2462, while the government statement says cessation of implementation or enforcement. So if government has ceased the enforcement of that LI, I am unclear whether that means revocation.
Yeah.
In my understanding, that may not mean revocation. Government can say, okay, while this has gone through, we will not implement it. But in order that you don't come back to implement it subsequently, go to Parliament and revoke it. When it comes to the redeployment, I would go with...
Before you even move on, yes, there's a small part of that, and it says withdrawal of all licenses that have been granted for prospecting and mining in forest, protected reserves, and also around water bodies. It was a subset of the LI 248 revocation.
When it comes to the deployment of military, Erastus was here. He's gone around the country. He didn't see any military.
Tactical.
So I say that the deployment that government was talking about is the redeployment. The additional thing that, so at least today we know, and I heard Marshal Agbagba in the news. I have spoken to him. Of course, we can't put the location out, but today we know that the military is on the field. So that is a redeployment. And we hope, I am happy that the military has been, but again, this is it for me. It must be a sustained operation. So while we say good, that the military is on, it shouldn't be one-off. Because the previous operation halt, what they told us was going to be, pockets, they go in. No. We saw Operation Vanguard. And Operation Vanguard, after a sustained period, we saw at least improvement in our water bodies. Briefly. So, good that the military is out there, but don't just, send one team and that's the end of it. Send various teams to various areas so that we would see improvement now.
But we have military station in Takrady, right? In the Western region.
Yes, so it would move everywhere. So they should start moving.
So it should not be made to look like.
No, they don't have to leave Accra.
Yes, then
the military
when they do a
move.
whistle stop at Eastern Region or we clear some, we go to then we clear some.
No.
By the time you reach Ashanti Region, those in the Eastern Region are back to full operation because of course, your 2-day operation ended within that period. In any case, they were also insisting that pick up all of the things they are using as machines and take them away.
Yeah.
Okay. So we want to see whether or not this is going to be a sustained one. But if you are somebody who's been in this republic and has seen Vanguard, Hot 1, 2, and seen Galam Stop, and seen...
And now what is Hot 3?
No, this is Reinforced Hot.
This is
anyway,
Hot 2 or 3?
Reinforced Hot.
2 or 3?
They have not named the bike, maybe number 3. Yes. Now, well, that's all right.
Yeah,
okay. Now, the church will be development partner, Bamia affirms, and this is the vice president in a picture with the president of the Cali Bishops Conference, and a very nice picture there. And the church will be development partners in lieu of the development partner quest, and in lieu of Laudato Si, which is the Pope's declaration that the church ought to be active in its community and protecting its environment too.
Raymond, I have a question.
Oh, before the...
I have a question. So, if I give you money, it's a gift, right?
It depends on...
if I give money, it's a gift. If I pay you for something, but I think I give money, it's a gift, right?
It could also... well, it depends on the characterization.
Well, I say it's a gift. I give you a gift. So... The church is a development partner.
Yes.
It's a charity organization.
Yes.
Okay. So if I pay tithes to the church, it is what?
If you pay what?
Tithes to the church, it is what?
Oh yeah, you are doing your godly obligation.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's not income for the church. It's income for God.
Income for God. Eh?
God is not accountable to earthly beings.
Oh, okay.
On
so
how
the usage of that.
Yes. For charitable purposes only.
Okay. So it will be important for us to know the charities that the churches are engaged in.
Should I list some of them in the Catholic Church?
No. Leave the Catholic Church.
Leave
the Methodist Church. Leave the Presbyterian Church.
Which ones do you want to target?
Church. Leave the Church of Pentecost. Now let's get into the others. That's just by the
please. What I wanted to say
is all of this is premised on the idea that the money that you people give to church is actually a tithe. It's not. It's a donation.
Okay.
Let's get to the daily guide.
The Christians have agreed on what to do with our money. Now, tomorrow, before you go, tomorrow, there will be a match, a godly match. Some thought that because Occupy Ghana, hey, did I say Occupy Ghana? I really love Occupy Ghana. Because organized labor had actually suspended the strike and they announced enhanced measures. The prayer walk by the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Accra will not happen. I am here to tell you that it's been affirmed that all plans are in place, that tomorrow from 10 a.m. in fact some should start gathering by 8 o'clock because there are prayer sessions before the actual thing. So I'll be allowed to go by 8. Thank you. Now
you leave at 10.
At exactly 10 a.m. The match will start.
Okay, I'll join the match.
Brilliant.
I'll join the match.
I will buy you rosary because you'll be praying the rosary.
Teach me today before we go.
Oh, we will go to.
If there'll be rosary, then I'll come too.
Anyway, let me get to the daily guide. And says Nana begins new. Listen to this. Nana begins new Galamsey fight.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Fresh
That's
one.
The daily guide.
That's a daily guide.
Yeah.
And I've told you that today. I've spoken to Maxwell Agbagba and.
Oh yes, I know that they
are
are
in the field.
They are.
Organized labor doing NDC's bidding according to the NPP. Confusion rocks organized labor. Cause of strike. Mike Okoye Jr. leads breast cancer campaign, and you've proven us wrong. Domahini to Baumia. And the story says that Domahini says that the government has proven him wrong because when they started Agenda 111, he was skeptical. But government's commitment to the project, has dispelled all doubts.
Oh, he's been commissioned in Doma.
No, he didn't commission that one.
Okay.
So how many hospitals have been commissioned?
I do not. No hospital has been commissioned. We're told that about 30 to 40 of the hospitals will be commissioned in November.
I didn't really say much when we're talking about the Galamsey thing. My big concern is that we are always touting the effort and not the outcome. So everything that government has agreed to is essentially an agreement to make a certain effort.
Okay.
But what will the outcomes be?